Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about keyframes and we're going to be talking about effects. So how to basically add effects and use keyframe in our videos on Capcut, right? So we're going to open the Capcut app. Then we're going to select the videos we're going to use. So I want to use a couple of these videos, right? And add them. Okay, so yes, so like we made mention of, right, keyframes are one of the most important tools in video editing because they allow editors to create custom movement and animation, right? So a keyframe marks a specific position, size, ratio, or effect at a certain point in time, right, here on your timeline. Okay, and when there are multiple keyframes, Capcut automatically creates movements in between these keyframes. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to make use of keyframe and how to add keyframe to our videos, how we can use keyframe to make our videos more interesting and engaging. Right? Very good. So first of all, I'm going to reduce the sound of my video. Then I want to add a sound, right? So I can go to sound or sound effects. Let me go to sound effects. Let me just check for different sounds.
Had it just like that, had it right on track, and I keep finding never had thoughts that control me until
Okay, you can add this particular sound, right? It's not so long, so I'll make use of the sound. Okay, so now I want a situation whereby I want to make my video match with my sound, right? So in order to do that, right, and when I mean match with my sounds, in the sense that on a specific beat or on a specific sound on my audio, the video is going to change to another video. So now I have to mark this beat, this point where I want to change my videos from one video to another video. So I'm going to go to beat. Then I'm just going to auto generate beats. This is free, it's not part of the pro version of Capcut. So I'm going to wait for it to load, then click good. So all these yellow points are beats in the video.
had it right on track, and I keep finding.
Right, so on these different beats I can then choose to match my videos to the beats, right? So now I want to make use of keyframe. So now I can use keyframe to make my video, my audio, everything match, right? So let's say at this point of my video, right, I'm just going to listen to it first, right? So at this point of my video, normally you want the sound to come before the video, right? You just want it to come just a bit before the video, right? So here I'm going to add a keyframe on my video here, right? Then at the beginning I'm going to add another keyframe. Okay, so now at the beginning I can choose to move this out of frame, right? So it has recorded that. So first of all, keep in mind that the purpose of keyframe, what keyframe does is keyframe, it's like it records or it captures any movement or any settings you do to your video. It records it and it automatically applies it to your video, right? So at my first keyframe, I moved the video out of the screen, right? Because I want it to play and my video is going to come in from the side till it gets to this keyframe and it covers the entire video. Okay, because I want it to have this. Now what I'm trying to do is I want to manually add an effect to my video, right? So instead of maybe adding a animation and effect for my video to slide in from the right hand side, I can manually do that using keyframe, right? So this is what I have. Okay, so keyframe, can use keyframe to record movement on your video, right? You can also choose to do something like that. You can also use keyframe to move your text, to add animations and effects to your text. For example, if after it comes onto the screen here, I can decide, oh, I want to add text, right? Mind you, you can add keyframe to even text elements, any element. So text, captions, I'm sorry, I said captions, stickers, anything of your choice. You can use keyframe to to edit it, right? So now I can choose to say welcome, right? Let me just say I want to use this as my main heading. I'm just going to style it, probably use pink because I like using pink. Then I can add shadow. Should have a black shadow. Just make the shadow a bit more blurry and pronounced, right? So I'm just going to click good, and I'm going to zoom out to make it big, right? I'm going to zoom out to make it big. So I'm going to have something like this. Once it slides in, my text comes on the screen. So my text coming on the screen like this is just making it to the boring. So I want it to have some effects or animation, right? For example, I can decide that, oh, okay, I want my text to come from, look as if it's coming from below, come up to where it is, right? So I can say, okay, maybe here on, let's say on this bit, right? I'm going to keep a keyframe, put a keyframe. So it's going to record my screen here. This is how I want my screen to be at this point of my video, right? At the beginning here, I'm going to add another keyframe. Mind you, this is where you add your click to add your keyframe. This diamond shape in before the undo and redo icon, right? This diamond shape is how you add your keyframes. So on this keyframe, I'm going to select how I want my text to appear on my video. So let's say, let me drag this down, right? So now when I play my video, I have this. So it's moving from down up, right? But I don't just want it to just appear like this. I want it to have something like maybe a fade in. So I can go to animation. Then I can look for like a fade in animation, right? I can use fade in, right? So when I play it, I'll have something like this. It's like it's faded into the video. You can see that, right? So it makes it look more interesting. I can even add more text and add more keyframes to them and manually, make movements on the videos, right? So let me say welcome, right? Let me just write welcome to, let me use a more stylish font for this. And use something more playful, more stylish for this. Okay, I think I like this. So you can go to style, can choose a different color, right? Like a lighter shade of pink. Then good. So for this, I can put this above here, right? So I'll have something like welcome to, right? Welcome to. So I don't want the two to just appear like that. Okay, I don't want it to appear like that. Let me drag it out to start from here. So I just don't want it to appear on my screen like that. So I want a situation whereby, I want it to look like it's coming out from behind this text here. It came out from behind and came up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to first of all add my first keyframe, right? I'll add my first keyframe here. Sometimes it's always good to look at this timing. I'll also try making it to match the beat of your audio. It gives everything a more smooth and blend look, right? So I'm going to add a keyframe here, right? So this is how it's going to look on my screen here. Oh no, sorry. First of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my text behind the welcome text. And in order to do that, to move elements, either take it behind or forward, you go to layer, you select the element you want to move, then you click on layer. Right, when I click on layer, this one is selected, so I want to take it back, so I'm going to click on back here. Once I do that, I'll click on good, so it's going to be behind. It's not shown now, but if I drag my text, okay, so if I drag my text up, you can see it, but if I drag it down, you cannot see it because it is behind this text. But if I select it, if I go to layer and click front, right, to be in front, you can see it's in front. If I click back, it's behind. So what I want to do is this. Now I'm just thinking from my head, so I'm like, oh, okay, I want it to look like it's coming from behind the text, right? So I'll take it behind. So at this point, I'm going to put a keyframe. So at this point, I want it to be behind the text. Then I now want a situation whereby maybe at this point or at this point of the video, the text will come up. So I'm going to put a keyframe, sorry. Then I'm going to drag it up, right? So when I play my video, do you see that? So my video will come up, the text will come up, right? The text will come up at this point. So now I can say, okay, I want to add the next text. Mind you, you need to add your text like after. It doesn't really look nice when all of them just pop up at once. It's going to look distracting. So sometimes you try to put it at least after each other, like a couple of seconds or frame after each other. Okay, you can see this is even 1 second, so in between my two texts is then up to a second, right? So I'm going to move my text. Right? So I can say, okay, maybe at this point when this one comes out, right, I can say, okay, I want to add another text. This text, I would say, welcome to, let's say, my city. Okay, I can say welcome to my city. I'm just going to still keep the same font and everything. I can say welcome to my city, right? So now I can say, okay, this particular text, how do I want it to be? I can say, okay, I want it to come from up, right? I want it from up, it to come out like this, to come down, but it should be behind. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to put it here, right? I'm going to put it here. I'm going to go to layer. You can try this also. I'll take it back, right? So it's going to be behind welcome. So then at this point, I'm just going to select a keyframe. Then I'll move forward to where I want the text to come out. I'll add another keyframe. Then on the second keyframe, ensure the white line is on the second keyframe. Then on this second keyframe, I'll drag my text out, right? I'll drag my text out. Let's say I want my text to be here, so I'll drag it out. So now when I play my video, this is what I have, right? I can play it again. You can say, oh, okay, it's too fast. Let me adjust it, right? You can choose to hold on it, drag it back a bit so that it doesn't look too fast, right? Mind you, you can always play, watch it again, right? But keep in mind, you use keyframe to record movements on your video, to record any settings at all, right? For example, I can say, oh, okay. I can say, okay, okay, we're going to do that, but let's do this text first. So when I, right? So I think this is better. Right, so now I can say, oh, okay, I want to add sticker. After city pops up, I want to add sticker. All right, let me just search for a sticker. Let me just say city. Let me see the type of stickers to give me. Right, so let's just say I want to use this location type of sticker. So I'll just, maybe click on it or click on something like this. Let me click on this. Okay, the network is bad, so the other stickers are taking time to load. So I'm going to select this sticker, right? So now I'm going to drag this sticker, and my sticker, where do I want it to come? Appear, right? So I want it to appear somewhere like, right? You can just drag it to anywhere you feel you're comfortable with, right? It can even be here. It can be here. And you can drag it, right? So you can. Okay. Okay, I think we'll use a different sticker because the spacing will give us what we want. So let me select city again. Okay, let's just use this one. So this one, we can choose to put it maybe here, right? You can choose to put it here. Just adjust and choose to put it here. So now we can now say, okay, when do you want it to come out? I want it to come out when city has already when city is showing on my screen. So I can just adjust it, right? Just drag and adjust. So I can say, oh, okay, let me adjust this from here. So let's say at this point, right? At this point, I want it, because I want to try and match it with the city. I'll add a keyframe here. At the beginning, I can add a keyframe and reduce the size so that it looks very small, right? So when I play it, I will have something like this, right? Like a zoom out, right? And then I can maybe just cut out the remaining text, right? You can see how we are using keyframe to add movements on our text. Okay, now you can see that there are some videos you watch, you can see something like a zoom in effect and a zoom out effect. So for example, at this point of my video, I want to do like a zoom in, right? So I can have my first keyframe. Mind you, I selected my main video. I can have my first keyframe here, right? Add my second keyframe after that. Then on my second keyframe, I'll zoom out till I'm satisfied with the zoom out. Then when I watch it, this is what I'll have. You can see that fast zoom, right? Then I can say, oh, okay, I've zoomed out. Now I want to zoom back in, right? So I can say maybe here, I'll add the first keyframe. After that, where I want it to zoom out, add the second keyframe. Then I'll zoom out, right? Then when I watch, have your zoom in, zoom out. It's because the speed in between is short. That's why it's looking fast. Let me undo. Okay, let me take it a bit far, right? So let me do it here. So on the second keyframe, I'll zoom out. So when I play it from like the beginning, this one now, right? It's as sweet as and simple as that, right? So but what you have to keep in mind, if you want to add a keyframe to any element or any point in your video, you first of all ensure it's displaying on your screen, your white line is on the timeline, and where you've seen where you want to add your keyframe, or where you want to manually add your effects, right? You click the diamond button to add a keyframe. So let's say at this point of the video, I want to maybe reduce the saturation, right? To make it look dark like this. Just click good. Then I can say, oh, at this point of my video, I want to increase the saturation, which is the adjustment, right? Can increase it, right? So when I play my video, this is what I have. You can see, you can see it's got dark, right? It's got dark then bright. So Capcut would automatically, oh, apologies. So Capcut will automatically add the effects for you. All you have to do is to just apply the effects at that point of your keyframe, right? If I even move and at this point and I said, oh, okay, I want to drag it out of my screen, Capcut would automatically add a keyframe for you. So the moment you've added your first keyframe, every other thing you do on your screen, even if you do not manually come and add your keyframe, once you make that motion or that movement, it will automatically create a keyframe for you, right? So when you watch a video, you have something like this, right? You have something like that. Okay, so now if you want to make your keyframe, the timing of your keyframe to be very smooth, maybe if you, oh, your hand was shaking when you were doing it, it's not smooth, you can come to this graph icon here, click on the graph icon, and you have several options. So these options you're seeing here is just like your speed ramp, where it controls the speed on how the movement or the animation, which is your keyframe, is being done, right? You want it to start slow, fast, just the way we had our spin drum. Just that for this one, you cannot manually make changes. You just have to select whichever one you like, right? Most of the time, I always go with quad ease, right? And just click good. Okay? So that's to have like a smooth transition, right? So now you can be like, oh, at this point, right, let me just split it. You can say, oh, at this point of my video, I want to add a keyframe at the beginning of my video, right? Add an effect. So you can come to effects, you have your video, your body effects, right? Your video effect affects your entire video, your body effect affects the object in your video, right? Do you see that? So the effects I used, right, added with the keyframe transition I manually did, right? This is what it's going to give you. Okay? So you can practice it, right? At first, it will look a bit confusing, a bit challenging, but you can practice adding keyframe. So now how can you practice it? You can start by like, oh, okay, you want to do the text, do a manual transition on your text. You can be like, oh, I want to add the text first, and be like, this is a boy, right? Now for practical, say this is a boy, right? So you add your first keyframe, then you move a bit to where you want it to appear. You add your second keyframe. Then on your first keyframe, you can drag it out, either to the left or right, whichever one you want to do. Okay? Then when you play it, it's going to come from that point. You can just practice this one. So slowly, you start getting the hang of keyframe. And when you watch more videos, you now know how to, use keyframe for different transitions, effects, and other things. Okay? So you can practice this. When it comes on, you can add another text and say in a city, just for practice. Okay? In a city, click good, right? You can put this one below. So let's say here, so you add your first keyframe, add your second keyframe. So you go to your first keyframe. In order for the effects you want to do to apply, you have to make sure you're on the right keyframe, right? What I mean is, if I'm here in the middle and now go and drag it out, it will automatically create a keyframe for me. So this is what I will now have. Do you see? It's like it's going up and down, right? So I'll delete this one. So on this first keyframe, this is when I will drag it out. So that's when I will now have that. Do you see that? So you can actually practice this and see how it goes, okay?